when we talk about alignment, the 7 chakras in a position where they are working to fulfill your highest achievements and anything that your soul came onto this planet to do. Very fundamental to understanding your purpose, how you feel more grounded on this planet, how you can help your community, basically everything that makes a human get to a place of self-actualization. I'm gonna start with the base. There's beautiful sun actually is a great representation of the root chakra, and it has all the grounding qualities. So the root represents earth. Questions like, how well do you feel like you belong on this planet? Like, when you see a grain of sand on the floor, do you feel just as you belong as that grain of sand does on that sand? That's what root chakra is all about. Do you feel safe? Do you fear your environment? But it's not always actually your environment, it's your body. Do you feel like you are safely grounded within your body, number one, and then within the earth? This is all things that meditation actually tries to achieve in the Western world. Your fear will always kind of block this chakra if you feel like you have to fear your environment constantly within your body and within the external world as well. So think ants, think trees, think water, think the sun, how it just illuminates across the earth. And it doesn't have to be us, it doesn't have to do anything, it just exists, right? And I'm assuming the sun feels safe to do that. But yes, when you're doing the root chakra support work, make sure you analyze nature and see how nature is. It doesn't have to have a reason to be here. It's just here and it's grounded. It doesn't do much and it feels safe and it's very like go with the flow. This one's very hard to achieve in the Western world, but everywhere else, this chakra is usually in alignment within the soul and within the earth. The soul has come from above and it's come onto earth. How well does it feel like it can adjust to earth? That's what the root chakra is about. Now, we spent a lot of time on the root chakra. We're gonna move on to the next, which is the sacral. And by the way, the root chakra is red and black. So once you feel like you are safe within your environment, but bear in mind, your environment is all about how you believe things to be, right? Fear is all about how you believe things to be. So it's not always necessarily of how safe you feel about your environment. It's how safe you feel in your body for it to exist here, and how much do you feel like you belong, right? Now we're going to move on to the sacral. The sacral is about your creative energy. How well, when it comes to you linking it with your body, you have to be able to move your body in ways that is flexible. Like, can you move the creative energy around your body? Can you express that creative energy? Can you join the harmony of melodies? Can you listen to music and tap in, anything creative? So when we think of creativity, it doesn't necessarily mean the arts. If you can see an equation in a more creative way, if you can read a book and feel like, oh, maybe this would have ended better in this direction. If anything, creativity does not always mean like, it's just thinking outside of the box. That's what creativity is. It's just thinking in a different way to something that already is. So just because you can't draw, you can't dance or whatever, doesn't mean you're not expressing your creativity. It's just about stepping outside of the box, letting your soul express its own creativity. And that is what happens in the sacral. It usually starts within the bottom half of the body. Now, with the sacral, it is very important that you actually express this energy, because if you do not express it, just like the root chakra, if you do not feel like you belong, like just as much as that grain of sand does on the floor, with the sacral, if you do not express this energy, or at least make yourself aware that this energy exists and you can express it, you will suppress this creativity and you might have some issues within your own flexibility in the body. And like I said, it's blocked by guilt. So you might feel like, I'm not a great enough human being to be allowed to express myself on this planet because my expression might have harmed people in the past. So many shadow work things that you can do, but all I'm saying is the soul's center of sacral is all about creativity and expressing itself in a creative way. So once you've got the root in alignment, you feel safe, you feel grounded, you feel like you belong. Once you've got the sacral, your creative energy, at least you're aware of it, and you can practice it and let it flow out without any guilt. Then we move to the solar. As the sun shines on us, the solar is actually so well connected to the sun because the sun just shines, right? There's nobody else around it. There's not nobody else. There's no other sun around the sun. So think of the solar as like your light, your sun. It's the color yellow. It's blocked by shame. So shame, what do we know about shame? Shame makes you hide, right? Shame makes you think, oh no, I'm too ashamed to be like in the public light. I'm too ashamed to stand out. I don't have any good reason to, I need to hide. Like I need to hide. This is not, I've gone through so many things that make me feel like I should definitely hide. I am a danger to society, whatever. All the thoughts are always going to be multiplied in thousands to the actual feeling, right? So shame will make you aware that there's things that you might have overstepped in the past, or like you feel like something doesn't align within your values, or part of you is wrong for being who you are. Now, the sun, think of the sun, connect with the sun and ask the sun, how can I be more like you? The sun will tell you, this is your playground. This earth is your playground, okay? You are the only soul within your DNA spectrum, within this body. Let's say we're all one soul, right? We're all connected, but not within this body and within this DNA, within this environment, within this thought process, within this experience on life. You have this playground on earth because you are the only one here. Shine, show your skills. Like, and there's no such thing as time limit. The sun comes and it goes as it wishes. You don't have to be so overly productive. This is an overactive, shame-based feeling. You don't have to be doing the most. The sun doesn't rush to show the sun, you know, like it doesn't rush to be light. It just turns up, and when it turns up, it's having a great time, and when it's not, I'm sure it's having a great time behind those clouds. So it's all about making sure that you can express yourself. You are able to be seen, and not be able to be seen, but you're able to put yourself out there without judgment because there's only one of you. And you don't hide yourself. That's what the soul is all about. That's why when we feel like something might be going wrong, we get a bit of an anxious feeling in our stomach, and we don't necessarily, you know, like want to be in the limelight. We want to just hide and figure this out for a second. That's maybe, you know, your shame calling on you, like, hey, might want to heal me first. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next. I hope that was clear. The heart chakra now is, it's like one of the easiest ones, and it's not at the same time, because the heart makes you deal with your grief. Dealing with grief is not that easy because sometimes, and for some people who are empaths who feel very, very deeply, I am one myself, grief is almost like an endless pit. No matter how happy we are, if we just sit down and remember that there's a war going on in a different place, it's like you feel that big sense of grief. So that's a blockage to the heart center. But we're going to talk about the heart center as green. We know the heart is in alignment when we have a disagreement about something, or there's a situation at work and you're choosing love over logic. The best for the harmonization of this group. What could we possibly do to make sure that everybody's considered? Imagine everybody's a kid, okay? They all need love, and they might not necessarily know what's best for them. And you have to be in a state of caretaking and a state of making sure that even if one is always running around being naughty, that you still provide that love. So it's like, yeah, okay, Jeremiah over here keeps going to the bathroom and, you know, drawing on walls and stuff, but he still needs love, ideas, thoughts, beliefs, anything, but with love. That's how you know your heart chakra's in tune with the soul, because the soul is ultimately love and laughter. Laughter is always a great way to heal the heart. It's easy to say just love and think of everybody as a kid, what would be the best for them. There's people out there that don't even like kids, so I understand how this is a bit of a tricky one to explain, but we're going to move on to the throat chakra. Throat chakra is something I've dealt with my whole life, but it's blocked by lies. It's, I think it's blue. So we've come a very long way. We've come from making sure the soul feels grounded on this earth, like it belongs, okay, in the body and within the earth. And then we've gone up to the sacral, which is allowing now this beautiful soul to express itself within the body and within the earth. And then we've gone to the solar, where it's allowed to shine and be known and stand out and do. Solar is always associated with people who are like action focused, very much like at the top of their game. Going to the heart, you're feeling all this love, and you're working with love, and you're working with harmony, you're working for the greater good of everybody, because everybody's a kid now. You're imagining them as a kid to love them more. You allow their mistakes to be forgiven. To the throat, and that is, speak your truth. What do you sense? What do you feel? If your creativity is within words, say it. You know, choose what you want to say carefully, but it's about, you know, saying what you need to say. If you truly believe something is wrong in your heart, best believe it needs to express itself in the throat chakra. Because if it doesn't, you're going to have a sore throat. You're going to get sick. Everything here is just, something's going to happen. It's going to get twisted and knotted. And if you don't train this, it's going to be very hard for you to express your soul and put it in alignment. Actually, do some singing as well. Singing is always good. Music will always put you in alignment. Next, we have the third eye. The third eye is all about making sure that you see through illusions. When people are arguing, when people are fighting, do you instantly just choose a side and it's like, oh yeah, I definitely agree with this side because this side is whatever, and that side's completely wrong? With your third eye being open, you're going to be able to see through all of that. You're going to be sat there going, I see both sides, okay, and I see why they're in this situation, and I see maybe their past. You start to zoom out, and it's what people say as a symptom to something that's happened in their history. You just have some sort of idea, okay, yes, you could be just jumping the gun, but you don't need to say this out loud. I'm just trying to give you an analogy to what the third eye feels like. It's like there's a situation where the surface is a disagreement or whatever, but the third eye allows you to see the bigger picture to things. So you're always caught in this like, oh, I see above that. Because the soul allows you to see things, because the soul is connected to everybody. So there's nothing that's hidden from the soul. This is also where you might experience a bit of telepathy. It's actually not the third eye, it's the crown. You're questioning yourself, okay, this is what's happening on the surface level. What's happening beneath it? Just ask that question and you'll get your answer. That's it. That's basically you breaking the illusions constantly. And the more you do this, sometimes I sit down, I'm minding my business, something will happen and I'll see through the illusions. And I'm like, I do not need to see through that illusion, but fine, whatever. You start to feel like you're living in two different worlds. The surface level world where things are just happening, and then the behind the scenes world. And it's like, sometimes, but these theories will always get very abstract depending on the soul. Half the time you're not going to be able to do much with these insights. So yeah, anyway, great area. Also seeing through illusions is all about your own beliefs as well. So forget the external. Well, okay, something happens within your family, you're not too happy about it, and you might get a migraine around your eyes, right? That's your third eye speaking to you, telling you, see past through the illusions. Why do you think the situation could help you in a way? So it's like, okay, something's happening with the family that something's happening and it's not for my best interest and that they're hurting me or something. You need to see past through that illusion. So something like that, I know nobody wants to hear it, but it could be building your character. It could be making you stronger. It could be making you stand out on your own even more. That's seeing past through the illusions, right? But if you choose not to see past that illusion and you choose to sit in maybe lower than the heart chakra, all the way down to maybe your solar, of feeling like, oh, like they just don't want me to be who I am. Or if you go down to the root or sacral, it's like they don't want me to express who I am. Like they're stopping me from being who I need to be, and they want me to be something else that I'm not. That would be just sticking at the illusion. But the third eye, if you go all the way up, you maybe, you know what, they deserve love, whatever. It's a whole process, and then you get to a point of your third eye. It's like seeing above the lower frequency thoughts. So it's like, okay, this is happening. What could it be teaching me? What, not even necessarily what it could be teaching me, because you're going to get into a state where you're doing this all the time and it's going to get tiring. But just show me the truth, third eye. Why is the situation going on right now? And it could be something like, well, you're getting into a next stage of life. You need to be stronger. You need to be able to stand on your own, because if you want to be a leader, you're going to get people that will always push you to be a certain way. Just an example. Okay, so it's also seeing past your own beliefs and realities and thoughts. The last place by the third eye was indigo. Now the crown is represented by white, and that is basically because it's the quantum world. The crown is the quantum world. You close your eyes and there's nothing and everything at the same time. You can imagine, create, and there's also nothing going on at the same time. So this is all about receiving messages. This is where telepathy happens. This is when things are silent. You could just be living your best life and somebody you're very close to comes in or whatever, and you look at them and you can easily and quickly, because all your centers are in alignment, you'll receive messages anyway from their own energy. But your crown is more like you just get things, and it's weird, but it's like detachment to the point where you're attached to everything. So you detach from yourself in a way. So this is kind of different to the root. So you detach and realize that everything's connected and nothing's going to run away from you ever, unfortunately. It's blocked by attachment and feeling like we basically disconnect from anything above this earth. You can get to a state of maybe, when you're really upset and you feel like, oh, like, why doesn't nobody support me? That could be the state of the crown being blocked, because you're always getting support, and you have to ask for support, by the way. It's 100% more effective when you ask. Now that we've got the chakras explained, that was a very long explanation. I'm really sorry if it was too long. However, I really hope it was helpful, and I felt like this was an awaited video. But we're not done. Now that we understand what each chakra does, also the crown is kind of like just hovering here. You always feel an energy whenever you're feeling your crown. Now that we understand exactly what the chakras are in alignment, right, they would work together. And this is just an easy process to keep doing and doing once all of them are continuously open. Once you continuously believe you belong here and that you're safe within your body on this earth. Once you can connect with your creativity, no matter how different it might be to the creativity that's expressed within the earth, because you're a soul and you're interesting and you're amazing. Of course your creativity will be different. You have to acknowledge it and express it within the solar. You're allowed to be seen, you're the sun. And allow yourself to be the sun within your own soul, within this planet. There's nobody else like you. The heart, know that you are love at the end of the day, and nobody on this earth intentionally does things to hurt people. Forgive. Let go of grief within your own soul. You didn't know any better back then, and to be honest, there's nothing you could have done differently. So love others and yourself. And then with the throat, tell your truth. Okay, if we've just worked through all of that, you've worked through all of this just to get to the throat and tell people to lie. Like, don't lie, just tell the truth. Or sometimes we just say, stay quiet. Don't stay quiet, say it. Allow that sun to shine with your words, because you deserve it. And then with your third eye, seeing past illusions within others, within yourself, within your own thought process, within reality. the crown. Know that you're always connected. Know that you always have support. Know that within everything, there's nothing. And within nothing, there's everything. When you close your eyes and you listen to music and you meditate and you have random images pop up, where do you think that's coming from? Within the quantum, okay? This field is where everybody gets to connect from. Now that when you have that, that's what alignment means. And it's going to be so different for everybody. You are a unique soul, okay? Just like your body's a unique DNA configuration on a certain life path with certain experience. So many things make you unique, okay? So your expression of the 7 chakras is always going to be different and within your truest essence of the 7 centers. Once you're completely familiar with these areas, to always know what helps you align and what derails you. And this is where we're going to move on to circle of influence. This now is your diet. Does it align with your beliefs within the 7 chakras? Does your friendships align with? To be honest, everybody's so different. There's always going to be people that maybe push you more towards your solar's alignment, a bit more to your heart. So some people are going to just test you, and that's okay. But it's realizing that these people are actually throwing your alignment off rather than you are out of alignment. Sometimes the things around us are what throws us off alignment. Like I said, the diet, our friends, sleep. Like, if you're not sleeping, how do you think the chakras are going to have time to get rid of energies from the day? We cross over so many energies in a day, especially if you work with people and you're always out. You have to look after yourself. Put on the frequencies, okay? But it doesn't have to be frequencies. Anything that makes you feel good. I've recently liked turning forks. Don't ask me why. I just like that sharp ping. Music is always a thing for me, especially music that I don't understand the language to, because I don't get that ego connection. My crown stays active because I'm not continuously aligned. Like I'm not entering the music with somebody else's words and directions, you know. I'm not listening to things that are so different within my alignment. So if I'm listening, I used to listen to a lot of rap, so I'll be like, you know, maybe harming people, and I didn't mind that back then because I wasn't angry. Like, I was a bit angry at some stuff. But now I know, because I've worked on my heart and stuff, everybody needs forgiveness. That sort of genre doesn't work with me anymore. That's not in my alignment anymore. I guess alignment kind of does change throughout, but your truest highest alignment, you have to figure that out and realize the things around you, your circle of influence, your friends, your environment, your sleep, your music, your thought process as well, because that will influence you till the day you die. That's what being in alignment is. I know this video has been very long, but I thought I should get that straight so that people don't have any confusion whenever I say alignment again, or when we see alignment in the media. By the way, I keep looking this way because I love staring at the window when I speak. It's my way of kind of connecting to my truth. So I'm not just looking away for fun. Might not always be in alignment 24/7 because some ascending things, some things that might help you get to a better state, or need for one to be off balance so you can fix it and heal it. There's always thousands of thoughts for an emotion, thousands of thoughts for just an energy. So I'm sure I haven't been able to transcribe everything in words in this video. So leave some questions because I am more than happy to cover them and to help you understand you and your alignment and your soul's expression and highest needs. Yeah, love. See you next time.